Good morning. It's the 23rd of June and it's before the market opens. Straight into the All Ordinaries here. One thing that has become apparent is that with this lower high that we had just a couple of weeks ago, this point here is in actual fact a lower low than this one here by an absolute smidgen, but it is lower. You can see the lower point on this one here is 5353.60 and the low point here is 5353.40. So there's nothing in it, but it is technically lower. So what we now have is a lower low here, this one slightly lower than that one, and we have a lower high here. This one's slightly lower than that one. So what we are in now is a third time frame downtrend, and that makes this point here a fourth time frame turning point. Now you remember from last time I was looking to see whether price would be contained above this channel line, and we saw over the last few days that in fact it wasn't. The next question was, would it be contained above this support line here? And it was. And we've had a turn up off that. Now, being now in a third time frame downtrend, we need, for that to change, we need to see a higher high here. So we need to see this go up above that level right there. In order for the downtrend to change. So interesting, just a very slight sign of weakness there on the All Ordinaries. Will it be significant? I'm not sure. There's a series of stocks which interesting things have happened with over the last few days, WDS being one of them. This was one which I bought here on the breakout, and I remember at the time I was tossing up where to put the stop loss. Do I put it just under the breakout level here? In the end, I backed it off. I started it off at 74 cents underneath this green arrow, and I've since moved it up twice to 82 cents and just more recently to 84 cents. Well, price has dropped back down into this trading range here, you can see in the last couple of days, and it wouldn't surprise me at all now if this stock is taken out in the next day or so. I hope it's not, but it may well be. If it is, well, that's the way it goes. We will not have lost very much money, and we'll move on. The other one which had some very interesting action was Woodside. Last time I spoke, I think I was talking about buying into any rally out of here. I put a buy stop above the high of this day here. It wasn't hit. I then moved it down and put it above the high of this day here. It wasn't hit. And then there was a day, I think, of no trading. And then there was a plummet. Now, the news around that was to do with Shell being a major shareholder, and I think talking about selling their stake or whatever. Doesn't matter terribly what the reason was. The fact is there was two things happen there. Because I used a buy stop above the high of the previous day, I wasn't bought in a stock that was dropping. Now there is the opportunity to potentially buy at a lower price. But because of this sign of weakness, I'm now going to wait for a next third time frame confirmation. So I want to see where the next small green arrow, similar to this one, occurs. So we'll be keeping an eye on Woodside. But I always quite like it when I've got a buy order above the high and price drops. I'm not in it, and there is an opportunity to potentially take it at a lower price. Okay, other stocks where there's been quite a bit happening. If we go in here, AMP, which we mentioned, we did a little course on Friday, and there was some discussion around AMP. Different people have different views as to where and how they might buy it. For me, at the moment, my view is AMP has been in a fourth time frame downtrend. It is now in a fourth time frame uptrend. but I want confirmation of that with the next big green arrow being higher than this one here. For me, this is if I were to buy into it, it would be for a long-term view. So I'll be looking at the 4th time frame there. So any big green arrow above this one, I'd be interested. The next one we've been looking at is Bendigo, which is there, the Bendigo and Adelaide Bank, and again continues to go up in the 3rd time frame, and looking for the next green arrow. So basically looking for the correction back off this up run to see where that comes back to, and then buy into it, assuming that that is above this one here. The next one worth looking at is Select Harvest. Now this is the one, if you remember, I was stopped out of a little while back when price did that. Yep, and got stopped out here. And it's always worthwhile going back to look at these to see whether I regret being stopped out. And you can see what's happened, as commonly does. This level has now become a resistance level, so price has tried to come back and has so far failed. So if I hadn't taken the stop loss there at 5.62, I'd be now sitting at a price of $5, and wondering which way it's going to go next. So again, with the WDS situation, where price is coming back and is dropping back into the price range, it never feels good at the time to take the hit there, but then you go back and review things like this, and it is the right thing to do, and it was the right thing to do in the case of SHV there. Moving on to now this is an interesting one, TFS Corp, code is TFC. A stock which, I'll just take this one back a bit, stock which has been around for a while. They have sandalwood plantations, I think, in the north of Australia, and you can see for many years it was in a rapidly increasing downtrend. Around about 18 months ago it hit its base. It went sideways for a little while, and then back here in September of last year it kicked off. I'll bring the price in. Okay, so there's the breakout in September of last year. Since then it's been in a pretty strong 3rd time frame uptrend, and in the last couple of months, so March, April, May, June, so 3 to 4 months, it's been going sideways in a little trading range here. These notes here came from the course we did on Friday, essentially selecting 2 possible ways to buy this. One is to buy the next green arrow above $1.48, so when we get the next one of these, provided it exceeds that level there, and the other one would be to buy the next, by the price rising above the red arrows here at about $1.90. Either way, what we're looking to do is to confirm an uptrend. So is the next green arrow above this one? Is the next red arrow above that one? And that just depends on level of aggression or conservatism as to how you choose, how I would choose to buy that. So yes, that's another one which is on the radar. It doesn't pay a huge dividend. Back here it was paying 3.5%. Now I think it's down a bit below 2. However, it does appear to be in an expansion phase. So that's another stock that I'm certainly interested in at the moment. So all eyes back on the All Ordinaries over the next couple of weeks to see whether that 3rd time frame downtrend persists, or whether it is just a little glitch. And I hope this has been useful.